Traveled all the way to Asia to meet President Xi, and what did he do? He bowed down to President Xi. China has called Donald Trump's bluff, and Donald Trump has folded. Trump will spend the next few days trying to spin the so-called agreement as a win for America. But that is total bull. He has folded to China. China is still buying fewer soybeans this year from the U.S. than before China's trade war. How is that a win for soybean farmers? Trump's delusion is unbelievable. He starts a trade war, creates a giant mess. In the middle of the second longest government shutdown in American history, Donald Trump left the country and traveled all the way to Asia to meet President Xi, and what did he do? He bowed down to President Xi. China has called Donald Trump's bluff, and Donald Trump has folded, leaving American families and farmers and small businesses to deal with the wreckage from his blunders, from his erratic, on-again, off-again tariff policies. Americans, beware. Trump will spend the next few days trying to spin the so-called agreement as a win for America. But that is total bull. Don't believe Trump. He has folded to China. Donald Trump caved to China in Busan. The so-called deal has left us no better off than we were before Donald Trump's trade war began. If anything, things are worse. Prices have gone up. China has agreed to nothing of substance that will improve trade between our nations. On soybeans, this has been a total capitulation. Donald Trump's trade war has decimated soybean farmers in the U.S., and this year, he's saying, isn't it great, they'll buy half the soybeans, China will, that they bought last year. So many farmers are suffering. And then so many other farmers are seeing that their Chinese customers who they sold soybeans are now making deals in Argentina and Brazil. And those are not one-year deals. Those could be 3, 4, 5-year deals. So the customers that Americans had are not coming back. China is still buying fewer soybeans this year from the U.S. than before China's trade war. How is that a win for soybean farmers? Trump's delusion is unbelievable. He starts a trade war, creates a giant mess for businesses, consumers, soybean farmers, and then he celebrates for trying to clean up the very mess he created in the first place. Don't believe Trump. Trump has folded on China. Don't believe his BS. He's created the mess. Now he's trying to clean up the mess, and he says, don't I deserve 17 pats on the back? Americans have heard this old song and dance from China and Trump before. I have long pushed presidents of both parties to take tougher action on China for its rapacious trade policies that have harmed American workers, American businesses. None, absolutely none, of the fundamental abuses by China are addressed in this agreement. Trump didn't even bother about talking about China's abuses against American manufacturing. He secured no clear actions from China to address their funneling of chemicals that fuel America's fentanyl crisis. In other words, he says we're doing something on fentanyl. There's nothing specific. A lot of lip service in fentanyl, that China makes those precursor chemicals that go to Mexico and then are made into fentanyl and flooding across our borders. Nothing specific. Nothing real. More bunk. And maybe most egregiously, and this one I know many of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle are furious about, he is the first president in decades to walk back export controls vital for our national security, essentially handing China vital chips necessary for technologies like AI. Where are our China hawks from the Republican side? I hope they're going to speak up and decry this abdication America is handing out Trump is handing out American-made technology like it's Halloween candy straight into the hands of our biggest rival. In the past, China's been desperate to get this technology, but now they don't have to worry. Trump's just giving it away. With these chips that China now doesn't have and can't make themselves, China will dominate AI in a few years, and it will have severe consequences for America and for the world. When it comes to chips, Donald Trump, it's not America first. For you, it's China first. So you can have some picture that celebrates a so-called agreement that actually hurts us. America will regret the move of sending these chips to China for generations. We will come in second on AI if this continues to happen. They will set the rules of the road. America's greatness will diminish, all because Trump wanted to claim a false victory and brag that he got a deal with Xi. The list of Trump's capitulations to China goes on and on and on. For months, Americans have been taking it on the chin, paying higher prices for everything from appliances to Halloween candy and Halloween costumes because of Trump's disastrous trade policy. And now, looking at this agreement, it only begs the question, what was it all for? Trump had no strategy, no planning, no strategic decision-making, and his bumbling has only emboldened President Xi, who must be laughing all the way back to Beijing. You flatter Trump with a few words, and he gives away things that America desperately needs. When it matters most, when Trump comes face-to-face with autocrats and dictators, the American people know Donald Trump is all talk and no strength.
Subscribe to Oneindia and never miss an update. Download the Oneindia app now.